Jerusalema ikayalami ngilondoloze uhambe nami zungangishilana Jerusalema ikayalami ngilondoloze uhambe nami zungangishilana
Privilege once again to welcome you all to the 2023 Annual General Meeting and Conference of Exalted Professional Body ANUPA. I'm grateful to the Almighty God for granting us all journey mercies and the enablement to be at this epic-making event. This AGM, as you may note, is the second to be organized by the current National Executive Committee, which took over the mantle of leadership of the association in January 2022. It is, however, not an election year in view of the one-year extension granted in NEC by the National Council to make up for the time lost during the prolonged university-based union strikes and the other associated constraints in 2022. We however, hope that against the obvious challenges still experienced in the university system, this annual general meeting shall be a panacea for administrative efficiency and greater performance in the system, and by extension, ensure academic excellence in our institutions.
Dear esteemed members of ANUPA, it is with great pleasure and sense of camaraderie that I extend my warmest goodwill wish to all of you on this occasion of the 23rd Annual General Meeting and Conference of ANUPA. This annual gathering stands as a testament to the dedication, professionalism, and collaborative spirit that define ANUPA over the years. Your association has played a vital role in advancing the interests of university administration professionals in Nigeria. The annual general meeting and conference provide a veritable platform for knowledge exchange, professional development, and fostering of meaningful connections among members. As you convene to deliberate on the challenges and opportunities facing university administration, I am confident that the collective experts and passion of ANUPA members will contribute to innovative solutions and advancements in the field.
Jerusalem, Ikayalami, Gilondoloze, Ambenami, Zungangishilana, Jerusalem, Ikayalami, Gilondoloze, Ambenami, Zungangishilana, Oluwabona.
The turnout in relation to economic realities is impressive. It shows that we are making impacts. That is why we are attracting the turnout. The purpose of our training is to ensure better performances in the university system. And so because we are making such desired impacts, the turnout will keep improving even in the face of economic challenges. We all know, at the time I took over, 1 month after, strike started in the universities, but we managed to pull through. So they have the members have the belief that we have the capacity to take them to the next level in spite of even prevailing challenges. Expecting at least in the nearest future we'll get chartered, and God willing we'll complete our secretariat project.
What does new means within the framework of this paper I'm presenting? New, in my understanding, is something that has recently come into existence. Something starting anew or fresh, or something different from what it has been in existence. This simply means that development in the university today has to do with something quite different from the traditional methods and practices hitherto in existence. What is trend? Trend, on the one hand, can be seen as an inclination in a particular direction or new development. For instance, analysis of changes over time, which scientists will call trend analysis. I believe many of you have studied the trend analysis. What is strategy? We talk of strategy every day. Strategy to accomplish this, strategy to accomplish that. Strategy entails an elaborate and systematic plan of action. For example, planning on how to execute an idea or an action. Then, what is university? We are all coming here for universities. If I ask you what a university is, I quite believe I will get 101 definition of university. But for the purpose of this paper, university is a universal entity. Universal entity. There's no boundaries. And establishing why a seat of higher learning is housed to include personnel and facilities for teaching and research. It is also seen as an institution organized and incorporated for the purpose of impacting instruction, knowledge, and examining students, or promoting education in the higher branches of arts, sciences, literature, and is empowered to confer degrees. That is a university. All of this is what university means. Then what is administration? Administration is an act of administering, or conducting public affairs, or giving direction on how to manage the affairs of an organization, public or private. He who engages in act of administration is called an administrator. Then, who is a professional administrator? Now that we know what administration stands for, and we call ourselves professional administrators, who are we? A professional administrator is an officer trained in skills and discipline to administer or take charge in administering and managing both human and material resources in an organization. A professional administrator in a university setting
is that person trained in the art of administration with the overall objective of directing resource management to achieve organizational goals and objectives. That is universal administrator. That is what we are. Then, after having understood all these conceptual frameworks, the university has undergone various evolutions over the years. Remember the first university in Nigeria? The University College Ibadan. It started as a college, a branch of a university in the UK. After independence, it became a full-fledged university. Then other universities continued to run on. Today we have nearly 200 universities, federal, state, and private. As they evolve, as somebody said, the dynamism of administration and dynamism of university, the concept of university, things also evolve along the universities. University administration has witnessed tremendous evolution over time, from the era of traditional and mundane methods used to administer to a more sophisticated era of administration. This has been necessitated in view of the fact that universities and ivory towers have become more complex in the face of new trends that have evolved over time.
The uncertainties, we are saying that they are high in today's world. They are bringing what? A lot of rapid changes. The rapid changes affect what? Universities, it makes universities face high level of uncertainty. Are they going to survive? Are they going to remain relevant? The economic recession that has been happening and reoccurring, in the face of that, what happens to the university system? Financial strength, intense competition is generated as a result. When there is hardship, people struggle to survive. And then the universities that are in the developed world, they are making it to. I wish I came with statistics. The person who gave us the convocation lecture in our university last Friday, if you see the statistics he released with some universities he selected, those ones are generating money. One of them was generating as much as $1.something trillion a university. Some of them, he said, are generating up to 80% of their required revenue. As much as that. Some are not even looking for anybody to assist them. Why? Because they have been able to withstand this uncertainty. So strategic thinking is very, very important in these works. Now you, who is the university administrator, what do you do? I looked at it again, like a ship in the turbulent waters. If you are like a ship in the turbulent waters, what do you? I wanted to go down to my slide number 6. I don't know where now. So, but this place I'm summarizing is the approaches to solving this problem. You can look at them globally. Strategic visioning is one of them. Develop a comprehensive strategic vision for the university's future. The university where you are, what will you do to make sure that the future is guaranteed? Align both academic, financial, and operational strategies with long-term goals of the university. That is also very important. Collective effort for survival. That's expectant collaboration. Is that not true? You can't do it alone. I can't do it alone. So the emphasis here is what? For us to survive, we need to come together and think. as we are thinking today. We need to encourage collaboration among administrators, including faculty, lecturers. If we don't collaborate with them, I'm telling you, the era of turbulence, we may all be swept away. Then the next thing is that adaptability and flexibility is important. If you feel that it is the way we have been doing it over the years, no need, you have to follow. No, we have to adapt. We have to be flexible and move in such a way that some of the problems are getting solution. There is synergy and collaboration, planning for past current to overcome current obstacles. Here I'm saying advocating for strategic planning, ensure continuous process of reassessment and adaptation to evolving circumstances. This is like I looked at my statement of problem, solutions thereof. They are all global. I didn't give an example, but coming down, I'm going to now go to where I will give you some examples.
I'm not perfect, I came from ruthless times as a juvenile.
It will depend on your understanding of Nigerian university education. Many people may not agree with you that the university education as it is today is a scam. It all depends on how you look at it and what personal experience you may have. Coming from Nassau State University, Kefi, I want to think that you have set a very good machinery, a very good academic machinery to ensure quality and standard of our programs and lecture delivery and certification. But if other universities have adverse experience, that I may not say, because I cannot hold forth. I can only talk about the one I know. It is quite true. One egg, they say, sorry, one bad egg will spoil the others. It is quite true. That may be possible. But in my university, South University, we are putting every machinery on ground to checkmate lecturers, checkmate delivery of lectures, and checkmate the processes of certification.
This particular training outfit, the one we are in, I think I will rate ANUPA very well, very high in terms of organization. Even when I saw that they were coming here, I had it in my mind that they have gone far for them to leave their former venue to come here. So this is like scaling higher. They have moved higher. The organization is super. And it is a super organization, but what they needed to do is to do some little housekeeping. Housekeeping in the sense that you can do predictions and take care of a few logistics that emanate. Well, the uncertainties, are unpredictable issues. But now that we have seen climate crisis degenerating, I believe issues coming from climate change are on the hot burner. They will affect us. Many places, you see a university, erosion will come and chop it up. You will see your farmland, it will no longer be a place you can plant and harvest. You will see yourself as an administrator that ought to use your income to run your family, train them very well. That income will not measure up. It's uncertainty. So, and a worker that cannot fend for his family, no matter what capabilities you have, there is question mark. And the university also that is there that cannot have facilities to equip their students so that in this era, the students will be practical. They will be innovative with themselves. All these things we are talking about innovation. Most of them will be coming from the stakeholders who are the students. You only run good administration with good skill. The students, the environment will be so conducive for them to, develop their skills, synergize with one another, and move forward. So those are issues that are common, whether you like it or not. And the issues that pertain to global health challenges, which is related to the COVID-19 pandemic, you cannot rule out the possibility of another one coming in a short time. We are not praying, but such things are likely, going to come from time to time to affect the system.
For pathways to overcoming challenges, it just means, by definition, it says it's a track that serves as a path. So if you are in a bush path, for instance, you would see farmers, they have some foot-beating paths that can lead them out. That's what we're looking for. How do we come out of these challenges? We probably will see. So the challenges currently facing our universities, I said, if I ask anybody, probably we'll start with funding. My Vice Chancellor was sharing with us last week that Emeritus Professor Ayobanjo, when he wanted to be interviewed for the position as VC of UI, the chairman of council asked him what the big problems of universities were. And Ayobanjo said, funding 1, funding 2, funding 3. It has not changed. I think our problems now is still largely funding. And because of some political inclinations and considerations, we are not allowed to do what we should do. Universities are not allowed to charge according to what they expend on students. And then there is infrastructural decay. And of course, I said obsolete curriculum. There are some things we just shouldn't be teaching. I don't want to offend any group. So what is most imperative now is development of your IT digital skills. For anybody to be relevant in the next decade and beyond, we are already almost at the middle of 21st century. So we have staff and student unrest. We have policy somersault. Staff unrest has not been too frequent. Neither students, I think for almost close to a decade now, we haven't had too much of that. But we have this policy somersault from regulatory bodies, JAM, what do you call them now, budget, federal character, who don't understand the workings of the university. And you want to engage, you have a program, you want to engage staff. And the staff mix for accreditation, you need to have all the brackets covered. The head of service doesn't understand it. He looks at your whole personnel record and says, you can't get a professor. They won't allow you to engage a professor because, of course, you have to secure a waiver from them to be able to conduct any recruitment exercise. So you go to them, they don't understand. So and that's because the IPPIS came on board, which is what we are struggling to come out from. By the way, several groups have come out of IPPIS, several. Abuja just came out. So I'm hoping that the universities will have a headway and be able to come out of it so that we can run the universities well. So you have those kind of policies, somersault. You can't engage without going through all of them. And everyone you go to, there is roadblock. And as you go from one regulatory body to the other, tacitly said that there is knowledge and skills gap even amongst us. We don't have the requisite knowledge. We don't have the requisite skills to carry out our duties. and people are very resistant to change. That is a big problem.
University administration has a rich and diverse history that has evolved alongside the development of higher education institutions. The role of university administrators has transformed over time to meet the complex needs and challenges of managing academic institutions. University administration refers to the management and coordination of various administrative tasks and procedures within a university. It encompasses a wide range of responsibilities and functions that contribute to the small functioning and success of the university as a whole. Now let us see the stages of development of university administration in Nigeria. In the early stages of university administration, the focus was primarily on maintaining discipline, overseeing financial matters, and ensuring compliance with regulations. This was the early stage. Focus was on these three key issues: maintaining discipline, overseeing financial matters, and ensuring compliance with regulations. This is the scope. However, as the universities expanded, their administration became more sophisticated, incorporating various academic and non-academic functions. And one of the significant turning points in university administration occurred during the Middle Ages. For purpose of clarity, when we say Middle Ages here, I mean from the collapse of Roman Empire in 6th century down to the period of Renaissance. That is the time of European birth. Renaissance was between 14th and 17th century. So the significant turning point, as I said, in university administration occurred during the Middle Ages with the emergence of a distinct administrative structure known as the University Chancellorship. Remember, we said that the early stage, the focus was on maintaining discipline, overseeing financial matters, and ensuring compliance with regulations. However, there came a turning point where that occurred during the Middle Ages. We saw the emergence of distinctive administrative structure known as the University Chancellorship, where the Chancellor served as the head administrator responsible for managing the institution affairs, maintaining relationships with external entities, and upholding its reputation. So added to the earlier stages, earlier focus, now here comes the position of Chancellor being clearly defined, and the role was maintaining relationship with external entities and upholding the reputation of the university.
General knowledge, say general knowledge. Number one, you must understand that if you are digitally connected, you will do better. Use of digital technology in everyday life. Work and creative expression, communication and collaboration, processing information, privacy protection skills, legal and ethical practices, balanced attitude, awareness, continuous learning, using technology to make informed decisions, and seamless use of technology. Now, generation gaps and implication of digital literacy. It is difficult today to be a deputy registrar in a division in the registry where you have, let's say you have 16 staff. These 16 staff are divided into different generation gaps. If you have a Madu from University of Maiduguri or Mr. Barrister Chika from Port Harcourt. There's another chica there. There are so many chicas in this meeting. There's another chica I saw there in Futo. And you now have a 21-year-old person in that office. You will discover that they don't perform at the same level. If you are not careful, something will tell you that the small boys are better. Do you feel like that? When you give them something, they do faster. But when there is going to be a crisis in that department, it is among those who are fast that you will develop problem. Do you understand it? Number one, the older people, let's look at generation. Are you familiar with these generation divisions? The greatest generation are people born from 1901 to 1924. The silent generation from 1928 to 1945, baby boomers. This is where I belong. 1946 to 1964. Me, I'm 64 years old. But some people who are younger than me, they think they are older than me. Generation S, 1965 to 1980. Millennial, 1981 to 1996. Generation Z, 1997 to 2020. All of these people now, they are now in the university system. They are performing at different rates and paces. And some of us, we have issues working with some of them. Now, as we are in this room, we are divided into 3 groups. The first group is digital dinosaurs. What do I call it? Digital dinosaurs. If you were born between 1928 up to 1945, I don't think you should be here again anyway. You should ought to have gone somewhere. So, the people in this category, that my registrar fall into this group. Are you following? They were very clever and smart people. They were bookish. They like reading books. When they ask them to come at 8 a.m., they will be there at 8 a.m. Are you listening to me now? So, in fact, that my registrar, if you say something is happening at 10, it will be there 8:30, 9. Is that okay? So it's not going to be everything that happened 30 minutes before the time. So that's generation silent. But their problem is that they were born, they have become aged before information age came. So they cannot play in the market. The next group, what are they? What do I call them? I want to be sure you are following the digital immigrants. Who are immigrants? Somebody who was somewhere before and is migrating. So I belong to that. That is anybody born between 1965 and 1980. Very many of us are in that group. We were not born when there was digitalization. There was no computer when we were born. We have grown up before internet came to Nigeria. Is that okay? Many of you here now, you have been born, you have been grown up before 1996. So it is now difficult for you to catch up. Is that okay? You were trained, read book, digest the knowledge, and speak out of it or write out of it. That was the way you were brought up. Is that okay? Your parents also were telling you, read your book. In Yoruba land, they say, read your book, read your book. The meaning of that is that it's reading book that will make you successful. Is that okay? But now, books now are on the phone. Books now, because if my father is alive today, if you are reading phone, he will slap you, he will believe you are not reading book. You can't convince him there is a book inside the phone. So these people, they have what? Limited ICT knowledge and skill. They cannot multitask. Our generation cannot do 4 things at the same time. But if you are inside a cab with a young man of 21, he can be speaking to somebody in Lagos. He's also typing something on WhatsApp. He's also doing forest trade. Are you listening to me now? He can be doing 4 things. He's also connecting with ANUPA because he doesn't want to waste time. He's trying to connect. As soon as I get to Dabi, I need a car to take me to airport. Is that okay?
Broadening the curriculum. The skills the industries want. We're too straight-jacketed, teaching old, traditional, conventional things. Pass exam, rote learning, cram, come out, put it down, pass, get first class. I may not be able to apply those things in real-life setting. So there's a need to open up all of that. More application and practical involvement. More collaborations with industries. What do they want? Because we are producing graduates. So they tell us what they want. We tailor curriculum to them. and then they'll be employable. They get all the skills. We introduce social skills, how to, and that's critical because at the heart of every enterprise, the person. So if you produce graduates that don't have those skills, interpersonal skills, can't work in teams and with teams, industries won't take you. You could have first class and you are deficient or bereft in those social skills, which is what they need to keep them, and they won't have it.
It's a positive assessment. It's a professional association. So definitely you expect that there will be changes. If you fail to change, then you are not moving with the world. Things are changing. Some years back it was analog. Now you know what it is. So if you fail to change, if you decide to remain in the old, you'll be in the old and you will not be relevant in the present. So we are changing. We are a professional association. We are based in the universities. We know where we are. People know us for who we are and for what we are. So definitely, as administrators, you will expect changes from time to time. We have to upgrade our skills. Lecturers have impacted so perfectly. The lectures have been well delivered. And you can see the reaction from all members. We appreciate every bit of what we have learned. And administration is a lifelong thing. It's not something you do today and then you go and sit down. No, you keep learning so that you keep improving and making sure things are better. So good. The lecturers were very what you see, you want to see, is it Okoje or some other registrars who also were around to deliver lectures.
In our various universities, we still use printer devices. Of course, we are all conversant with our computer printers, our photocopiers, our duplicators. And we can all relate to the fact that not a single of these devices are locally made in Nigeria. I'm talking about reprographic equipment generally. Be your printers, copiers, and duplicators, they are wholly imported into Nigeria. Same happens with the consumables that they use. By consumables, I'm referring to the ink and toner cartridges that these devices use. And one thing that we have noticed at EcoPart is that millions of cheap single-use cartridges that get their way imported into Nigeria are actually depriving our youth and graduates of massive job opportunities. You all agree with me that if you have a printer device, over the number of years that it's going to remain active, you are going to continue to subscribe on toner cartridges or ink cartridges to make it functional. So, and since we don't locally produce these, it's just like exporting our job opportunity to countries where they are very active in producing these stuffs. So we felt, even as we move from paper to paperless, we still find it very, very obvious that we can't entirely do away with printing to some extent. So if we were doing some form of printing, then we want our people to have the economic benefit that will accrue from the production of ink and printer cartridges. And so it's one of the problems, inability of our country to locally make this ink and toner cartridges, which I will call printer cartridges generally, is robbing our youth and graduates of massive job opportunity.
Overcoming stress and anxiety, as well as the pressure of the economy. Even the economy as a whole is a stress. So I don't know if anybody knows the meaning of stress. It's going to be an interactive class, please let's pay attention. So first and foremost, we are going to talk about health. If you don't know the meaning of health, we don't know how stress will affect our health. So according to WHO, health is defined Health is said to be wealth. That's the popular saying that health is wealth. So health is optimal to produce, to bring out our best. When you are in good health, that's when our best comes out. So health, according to the WHO, is a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being, but not merely the absence of disease and infirmity.
Distinguished colleagues, I would like to thank you all for making this AGM and the annual conference a success. We have dined and wined, we have interacted, and most importantly, we have learned a lot. We have acquired knowledge, which I hope you will all go back to your branches and transfer same to those that were not able to attend physically. On this note, I wish you a safe journey back to your various destinations.
Get the moolah. Wake up. Koniko kala. Kala ko yellow dilla. Don't walk, you don't try. You supposed to be jai. Kilo come, you come, person matter, person we don't mind. But when I land softly on the sofa floor. So far so good, Koni Bajo, let me see you. Oh lo lo lo, let me see you. Oh lo lo lo, Bukao, let me Bukao. Let me see you, de Buka. Oh lo lo lo, let me see you. Oh lo lo lo, Bukao, let me Bukao. Let me see you, de Buka. Oh lo lo lo, let me see you. Oh lo lo lo, Bukao, let me Bukao. Let me see you, de Buka. Oh lo lo lo, let me see you. Oh lo lo lo, Bukao, let me Bukao. Let me see you, de Buka. Better, oh, better go get the dollar. Wake up. Don't walk, don't try. Supposed to.
Oh, beautiful, wonderful, excellent. It's the best we have ever organized since post-COVID-19. Planning for this year's annual general meeting, we look at the same scenario where we find ourselves. We find that Nigeria and just a copy part of the whole world is in turmoil. The IBPS is one problem. The incessant strike is another. Then there is the future of education is even blinking. So that's why we said there's a period of uncertainty. You see, some people who work from home, some work in university. There's sort of transiting from what used to be old order to a new era. That is why we say we are trying to rejiggle it. We are trying to bring in new ideas. And that's what the resource persons have been trying to do justice to since yesterday when we would have started.
For her presentation, and I'm sure for some of us who followed what she was saying, we would have gained tremendously, because some of the things she's saying or she has said are things that are bothering us that we don't take cognizance of. We are all passing through what is called executive stress because of the duties we perform in our various universities, and it is important for us to always think about our health. I'm sorry, let me just make this observation about my university. The University Nigerian died recently out of stress, and when this man died, some of us were saying, there was supposed to be a Senate. The man died in the morning. There was supposed to be a Senate around 2 o'clock, and we were thinking because of his death, the Senate was not going to take place. That because he's a principal officer. But behold, when it was 1 o'clock, there was a message that was sent around that the Senate was still going to hold.
We thank God for the successful conduct of our conference and also annual general meeting. If you can see from the faces of participants that they are very, very, very satisfied with the provisions in terms of ICT, feeding, souvenirs, and what have you. They are commented severally during the meeting. You know, in every organization, for you to execute what you plan, it have to involve money. I want to urge our branches to please pay their dues so that ANUPA activities can be moved forward.
Don't walk, don't try. Supposed to stay high. Kilo come on, chef water. They feel when I'm mad. When I land softly on a sofa floor. So far so good. Koni bajo, let me see you. Oh lo lo lo, let me see you. Oh lo lo lo, let me see you.
A very huge success. I've never had it as smooth as this before. And we thank God for what He has done for us. You can see nobody is complaining, everybody is looking very happy at the end of everything. So, and we pray that we'll continue like this. Leadership has been very forward-looking and very successful. He may look very quiet, but he knows what he's doing. He knows how to get his targets. And he carries everybody along. He's operating without a title. So, and that's what he's happy here. He's not bringing up himself as the president of ANUPA. For any suggestion I give him, he takes it and works with it efficiently. And that's what has propelled him in his progress.
Of this session, let's talk to ourselves. Let us see a way we can plug the loopholes. Let us see a way we can make positive impact so that at the end of the day, these people will say, if not for these administrators, that the university administration in Nigeria would have come to nothing.
Interesting, I'm happy to be here. ANUPA is an organization that is trying to meet with a number of challenges. And as a result of that, we are making every conscious effort to confront challenges as they come. This is a novel one, being held here in the National of the National Universities Commission. Is a way of trying to see that collaboration to ensure that there is that synergy between the ANUPA and the other organs of education, and with a view to also prospecting in the right manner in terms of development, making ANUPA the mouthpiece in terms of university administration. So we've had a number of interactions with NUC, and NUC has seen that ANUPA is really pathfinding in the area of developing skills and competencies of university administrators. This particular 2023 conference is unique. You can see a number of issues are there. We have brought in the issue of the total theater, what they call the total theater concepts, where you see people just come to conferences, not just listen to lectures, and so, but a little bit of entertainment comes up there to make them relax, to make them see it as also a home outside home, a home from home. And I'm happy that people are relaxing. We have robust discussions. The lectures that have come in have been very enthralling, and they have been strategic because they are meant to group our young administrators and exchange ideas, share experiences, and see that people move in from there. So I think everything is not perfect yet, but I know we are on course.
In spite of the economic downturn and difficulties, I would say ANUPA training community, the ESCO, has done quite well. It's quite commendable that we're able to get these people that are well-rounded in administrative activities to come and put us through and train us on what it entails to be an efficient administrator. So kudos to the planning committee.
It's a very huge success. We thank God for everything. It started as if it was not going to work, but to God be the glory. Today we are celebrated. We are being celebrated by our members. And we, the ESCO, we are highly delighted because of the huge success we have recorded, despite the economic situation of the country. Dr. Victor Bam's quality of leadership or style of leadership is leadership by example. Talk and do leader. That is how we call him. He is very quiet, very unassuming, but he's a grand commander. Whatever he wants to, he's a silent achiever. He has achieved and he has transformed ANUPA to a higher, but we are getting higher. Every year we are growing higher, and we'll get to the height of the zenith of ANUPA very soon.
Jerusalem, ikayalami, ngilondoloze.